Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Bobby D. I'm back again with another hot, juicy video. And guys, I'm back with Steve Cook here in Austin, Texas. It's good to see you, Steve.
Nice to see you too, Bobby. Thank you for having me back.
Appreciate it. And yeah, guys, it's been 14 days since I've had my second hair transplant surgery. This is why I'm bald. But it's going good. Got my stitches out, and I'm just ready, for the results to come in the next few months. So, guys, I just want to give y'all some insights. That's why Steve's here to kind of give y'all the do's and don'ts before surgery. I know when I got the email from it was Irene or whoever it was, they're like, "Hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that." So I kind of ask you, Steve, why is that, and yeah, go from there.
Sure. Well, one of the things about any surgical procedure is you don't want to have thin blood. Well, people are saying, what does he mean by that? Like, my blood is my blood. If you drink alcohol too close to the procedure, that can thin out your blood. If you take vitamin E and fish oil supplements, that can make your blood thinner. If you're up into your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you're taking these supplements, or you have some sort of a heart issue and you're on blood thinners for that, we need to communicate with your cardiologist. Anybody out there, and I don't think that this will apply to too many of you, that smoke, nicotine, vaping, not a good idea. You need to get off that process, or what you want to call it, vaping, smoking, cigarettes, cigars, as long as you can prior to the procedure, okay? A lot of these top clinics book out 6 months in advance. You want to make sure you're off the nicotine as far out as you can be, and then don't go back to smoking or putting nicotine in your body for as long as you can stand it afterwards, because this creates a bad environment for healing. This will slow the healing process worse than a diabetic patient. That's pretty serious, so keep that in mind. Other things, such as activity. The idea is to keep your heart rate, your resting heart rate, as low as possible through the procedure. Now, I'm a gym rat. He's a gym rat. Everybody wants to go to the gym, and if you miss one day, you're going to freak out. That's not going to happen. But if you have to go to the gym, just do weight training, resistance training. Do not do any spin classes. Don't do any marathons prior or training for a marathon. You want to keep things gentle and low and keep your heart rate down. If that doesn't happen, that could create problems during the procedure. So the other things are just basic stuff. Aspirin is not something you need to take prior to the procedure. If you have a headache, use Tylenol, because doesn't have any aspirin in it. So these are the things that when you have a surgical procedure in general, plastics or whatnot, you want to make sure you pay very close attention to the pre-op instructions. I find it very interesting that us as patients, and this primarily is geared toward men, it's not a sexist thing, it's just a fact, that men sometimes, many times, don't read the pre-op instructions, okay? So 3 days before the procedure, they're like, oh my God, the LA Rams were playing the San Francisco, 49ers, and I'm a huge Ram fan, and I had to have beers, and now I'm having my procedure. So you had 6 months to prepare, but you had to have alcohol during that game. So it's just use your head. It's common sense. You make sure you read those instructions. It's very important to pay attention, because what we talked about today as well, Bobby, with the post-op, and you need to be a compliant patient. You need to read. You need to follow and be compliant to the instructions. It's more important preoperatively. One of the things I can tell you in my years is that it breaks my heart, it upsets me if any patient walks out of a surgical center with a subpar procedure. Now, the better doctors will not have that, because they wean away about 85% of those that are not candidates, not in a bad way, but getting them on medications and whatnot so that they become a better patient. What these doctors can't do is babysit. So you need to pay attention to those pre-op instructions and make sure that you're compliant.
For sure, yeah. I was wondering why I couldn't work out, Steve. I was like, man, I just want to get my gains on, and I saw things like don't lift 3 to 5 days before, so I listened, but I'm ready to get back into it now. Well, thanks again, Steve, and for being on my channel as always, and guys, stay tuned for some more hair-related content.